us talking about it, and I was thinking, uh-oh, I was supposed to pass that.
No, I talked to Jessica and just said, hey, just do us a favor, let's not even make it confusing.
Yeah.
We put the nets back up, let's don't start hanging up a net that's got, I don't want to just chuck them now and tell me. But I said, but then tell me what I need to order, and she did reply with, well, here's what you should order. So that's maybe.
We didn't run in the same circle, but I mean,
Fans.
what size you still know.
Oh, yeah, you know.
We know wings need replaced. Period. Yeah. But I wasn't positive about the kickers or strikers or whatever. Strikers, I guess.
I don't know about strikers, but I think,
Oh, you're all right.
well, Pastor's got the new nets on the new goals.
Yes.
So I was thinking, those old ones are holy, but.
I got 6:32, so. All right, let's get started. Can we start with the pledge to the flag? Yep. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
Thank you all for getting here out on this night and being here.
I guess we could do Jacinda first before we do roll call. So Jacinda Willoughby, she's just recently appointed to Park Board to fill Tom's spot. I don't know if we want to do quick introductions. I guess just I'm Derek. I know I've met you. So tell me.
I'm Tom.
Right, we met at the
You and
gel printing,
your daughter
yes.
came to one of our workshops, more of our workshops.
Yeah, Gwen came to a couple of them, and then I only made it to one. So my husband and I, we've lived in Dillsboro County our whole lives. We grew up here. We moved to Dillsboro in 21. He and I have 6 kids. 3 are grown, so we're still raising 3. Aaron, we do the soccer, so I know you've seen our names through that whole process. Yeah, so we love parks. We homeschool, so we use parks a lot. And so, you know, we're happy to.
So you know Aaron, and this is Greg.
Greg Hughes. Okay. Yep, I'm involved with soccer as well, but just as treasurer.
Okay.
And the concession guy, I guess.
Where the big bucks are.
Yeah.
Do we have to do a formal appointment or?
No, so it's a council appointment. I just kind of wanted to stick it on the agenda just as kind of introduction and just to have it kind of on the record that Cinda's joining us on Park.
Well, welcome and thank you.
Yes. Yes. And then I guess for roll call, we'll just show that Kyle Miller's absent. And then the next I was, I don't think because I think the last meeting we had was when Tom formally resigned.
Right.
So, and I think, Tom, you're the vice president?
I'm the vice president, so right now I'm acting president.
Correct. So I would just see if we can get that squared away and just do, I don't know if you guys have a discussion on board president so that we can, let's see, this person will just lead the meetings.
Yeah. I'm, if you're fishing for that, I'm okay.
So Tom can quit acting and just do it.
Yeah, I'm acting like it now, so I might as well do
I
it.
thought that might be the case. So if let's do that, then we might need to nominate a vice president.
Right.
We might go that first.
For nominations.
Would this be for the remainder of this term and going up, just going to take care of 26 also, since we're a month away from
We could do that.
from the new election?
We could try to do that. As long as y'all don't leave.
How do you feel about that? Just taking care of that for the rest of for the next year also?
I think we could do that. I mean, I guess the only technically, I think Tom Walford's, he was due to, his term was set to expire at the end of the year. I mean, council will just reappoint you in January for a 4-year term.
Okay.
We can just do it for now.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
So
do it for
Jacinda is finishing up the term too.
So then she'll finish up Tom's term and then she'll have start a 4-year term.
She'd have to start a new term.
But yeah, I'd say if someone wants a motion for basically for 26 too, I don't see much with that.
So do we need the motion?
Someone
Okay.
needs to motion
I
the
make a motion.
nomination, and then someone have to second. Then we
I
can
make a
vote.
motion for Tom to be our new president for the remainder of the term and for the 2026 term.
Okay, and do you guys, want to do vice president too at the same motion, or we can do that separately?
Who do you have in mind? Who's missing?
Kyle's the only one missing.
Kyle's the only one, yeah.
And then the vice
She's
president's
what,
role is,
secretary now?
yeah, and the vice president's role is Tom's absent,
Right.
lead the meeting, so they'll just kind of go through the agenda items and call for votes and that kind of thing.
I don't mind unless Sherry was chomp at the bits to.
She's So your motion is to nominate me as the president for 26 and yourself as.
If that
Vice
looks
president.
okay.
I think it's
Plays out.
Is there anybody that has any discussion about that, any questions?
No,
Do we have to vote on that? All in favor, say aye.
here, okay. Do you need a second on the motion or?
Sherry's.
Sherry,
Oh, gotcha.
we'll take
Sorry.
Sherry's as a second,
Okay.
and then roll, okay.
So that motion carried. All right, that's taken care of for 2026.
All right.
Meetings minutes from last time are in front of you and we'll ask for a motion after you read those.
Yeah.
Taking this one.
I would just add while we're looking through minutes that for the rest of the board, we might need to check with Kyle to make sure she's okay still being, I mean, because I know with her role, she misses, you know,
Right.
so I'm fine with her continuing to do it. I just,
Yeah.
we might, next meeting, we might want to ask her if we have.
Yeah.
Any questions or corrections? If there aren't any, then they'll stand as read. Thank you.
Got a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
Oh, okay, we'll do that. Need a motion to approve the minutes.
Yep, I'll do that.
Greg did that and a second.
Second.
Sherry seconds. Everybody in favor, say aye. Motion carried.
Okay, and I have no guests, and so there's no questions, I'll kind of just jump into our old business.
Move on, yeah.
So I sent out an email a while back, and I'll try to get you up to speed too, just in the, we submitted a grant application to the Dearborn Community Foundation for $100,000 to construct pickleball courts. There was an option for basketball courts.
Mhm.
They awarded half of that, $50,000. Town councils agreed to kind of take some things out of the 2026 budget and kind of make up that difference. So we've since I've accepted the grant application. And we've just got everything under contract with David Mayer Contractors. They were the low bid back in August, I think it was, when we bid this project out. So I don't know that, I know Aaron's mentioned, suggested maybe looking at tweaking the design. So I know this is kind of about the 11th hour. You can still do it.
Past that. Well, what I said was, so basically,
And
can you show,
And I
can you
can-
scroll out on
maybe
a
I
little
should-
bit?
maybe I should kind of help everyone.
Okay, so I saw that it was like county corner
Yep, so this is,
there.
To Oak Street in Arlington.
Yeah. And now, so is there a complaint about the soccer?
It's easier for me if I just try
Do
to
you-
go
do
to
you
that
want-
point.
is this,
So,
do you want me to pull up the map instead?
well, no, it's okay. So the pavilion is here.
Okay,
And we did have our passers field here going this way.
Yeah.
And we moved it over here on the other side of the playground for this year, just to see how it would go. And it was fine in terms of the field, because it's actually flat, it's a nice field area.
Right.
But we're losing concessions. I don't know like how big of a deal it is. But then we were thinking, the only reason we never put soccer fields out there is because it wasn't leveled out, there was some
Right.
drainage issues and whatnot.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, wouldn't it be easier just to put that there instead, then it's right by the parking lot? Probably less work in terms of how we make that work. We'd still have to flatten that out for the soccer area, because we still would need the soccer area. So I know it changes the location a bit, but at the end of the day, it might actually be easier and cheaper. But we are still gonna need that area leveled out if we have to put a soccer field out there instead.
So you're talking about moving basketball and pickleball down to the bottom right?
Yeah, bottom right and a soccer field up there instead. And we probably just put like the lollipops or something out there. I was just thinking that people don't have to walk that far and whatever. However, you know, there's a plan to put a sidewalk through there and that sort of stuff. So I just wanted to bring it up before we put things in motion.
Pros and cons, pros for you, what do you see that makes sense for you?
It just felt like easier access to that area. However, are we gonna do some parking out there and stuff too? Is that part of this plan, or is that
No.
a separate plan at a later,
So
or
Right
things we
now,
thought about at a later date?
right now, what we have contracted to do is the sidewalk. And then the sidewalk going to the shelter and the pickleball.
Okay, so not like the new fountain, the parking, all those
No,
different
not
things we
even the
talked about.
basketball.
And not even
Oh,
basketball.
not even
Basketball,
basketball.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that was something else that's crossed my mind too, that I was gonna talk to the engineers. I mean, it's gonna be, cause when they sent their surveyors out, I mean, they basically got elevation topography for what you can see there. So I mean, basically,
Yeah.
they went the route of the path. And then they kind of went up, so we don't have no like survey elevation data over there.
Right.
So that's a little bit of a problem. But I did think if we were just gonna do one, it might make more sense to move
To flip it?
to flip it,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
pickleball court here.
And then come back in later with the basketball.
And I mean, this is gonna be relatively level, so then you could potentially use that spot still for your lollipop field.
If we-
Or we could do.
If they
we
level all
stayed out
that
there, we
area
might
all
have-
at once.
So they're not, and it's not like they're just, it's not gonna be exactly, I mean. I wanna try to explain this too, that so. This is, they're kind of putting like a swale through here. So this right here is, and I actually was out and see if I could. Well, I don't remember now how familiar you guys are, how top of mind it is. I took some photos too.
The drainage isn't, there's a water issue up there, right?
Yes. I'll switch my screen share. All right. So that's that culvert coming out.
Mhm.
And then you can see there's kind of like, it goes like this is where the water flows. So what our current plan is kind of to like swale it, and it's going to put it more of like a direct shot here. So there's still gonna be like a little bit of a ditch until you got to kind of where the pickleball courts were. Then it would be piped from there.
Mhm.
So then this would kind of be leveled out a
It's
little
changing
bit,
that
so
a
that
little, yeah.
it would push all the water back to this kind of new spot. So,
Mhm.
I want to switch back.
And at one point, we had talked about combining pickleball and basketball, but then it was, we'd have to move the nets and, you know, we don't really wanna be doing that.
Right. So I mean, it does make this area, or both areas kind of level, you know, but there is that kind of swale that's created as part of it too.
So what's it, do you know offhand what the size compared to the pickleball area, the size of the lollipop field? Compared to the pickleball area there?
Lollies can be just about
Yeah,
anything.
Wally's, it's not,
The pastor's field was going to be more of a,
That's more regulation.
yeah, the pastor's field is regulated, the lollipops are just, I mean, we put out like temporary goals and, you know, but I would like to line some fields for them, because this year
Right.
was a little,
Make them feel a little
they
bit,
got
yeah.
kind of moved around a bit this year. And I didn't love that.
And just for reference, I mean, this is 65 feet by 120 feet. The pickleball, the basketball is 60 feet by 94 feet.
Mhm.
So I don't think it'd be too terribly difficult to like swap them. I think it might make this is obviously a little bigger, so I think it might kind of push this a little bit farther to the right. But I don't think that would be a huge deal. I mean, they'd have to redo the plans a little bit, but they still got the L, like the.
So they were gonna start pipe right when that meets
Yep,
the pickleball corner.
yep, right here.
Well, that,
And then that kind of swale, they got a detail of it.
Yeah, because it would look weird with the pickleball, until you get the basketball court in there, it would look really weird if that pickleball just
just sitting
way out in the
outside.
middle of the field, and also kept like, the whole,
But they're just gonna do like that.
a shallow ditch, okay.
And that would change their sidewalk arrangement there too a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna, like, I don't think it would really impact the price much. I mean, maybe more engineering, honestly, but because they'd have to tweak some stuff, but they still have the information.
Mhm.
That's the only, but I do think if we went over to the other side, I don't even know that we need to put a sidewalk in over there. Or maybe at least a lot less.
You know, over there's not room probably for pickleball and basketball, I was just, I honestly kind of forgotten that we split them up like that.
What is the dimensions of pickleball compared to the pastor's field also? Do you remember?
I can tell you what the pastor's field is.
I think pastor's field, I just tried to Google it, because I don't know if I like their answer. They say it's 40 yards wide, and I'm like, there is no way it's 40 yards wide.
Here's what you sent me, Aaron. You had 90 by 135.
90 feet. Yeah, 135, okay.
Okay, so
That's
30
30.
yards, yeah, 30 yards makes more sense.
30 by 45.
So then the pickleball. That one didn't show the dimension.
This is 85 by
120.
120,
65 by 120.
well, 65. was it?
Yes. So it's a little bit longer and a little bit wider.
But that pastor's field just fits in. You know what I mean? I mean, there's extra dimension there.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you wouldn't put the pickleball.
Concession, it's not a reason to stop the project.
No, it's
But-
not, I just.
But
wanted-
right, but to
yeah.
share numbers, I was telling Aaron, there was one night we had only a pastor's game. So it's down there where they play now,
Yeah.
and the concessions brought in $12.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it clearly had a hit. Overall, our concessions for the year was down about $300 or $400. But there's more factors than just the pastor's field. They kind of did the schedule kind of weird this year too. You know, it's just, I don't know, it was just the set times that say set. No one stuck around. It was, you know, you played at 9, you played at 11, you played at 12:30, but there was no, you know, I mean, there was no overlap where in years past, concessions stay busier. So I would point my fingers at that also, but it was a bizarre
We also
concession
hosted
year.
the tournament though.
Right, or, yeah, right, even with hosting, we were still $300 or $400 lower. Yes, so that is correct. If I pulled that out, you know, we were half of what we have been in the past. But again, so I know the pastor's field has an effect on that because you're dealing with the age that buys the most, you know, that makes us stop at the concession stand after the game.
Right.
And they didn't, they got back in their car and they left. But again, it's not the whole reason to
No.
stop the good of the order for everybody, but it was certainly worth looking at to see if it would fit. But it looks like that's probably gonna be a little bit too big.
Yeah. Well, and there's a hydrant over there as well, so you can't, I mean, there's a little bit of length
Mhm.
still that you could
Yeah.
move it, but there is a hydrant there.
Right. I mean, I think they will fit there, right? I mean, if the lollipop field's bigger.
Now, the lollipop field is smaller, right?
It's bigger.
Oh, okay, it was 30 yards, is that what we came up with
Yeah.
for
30 yards
for soccer?
by 135 feet.
That's the passers or the lollipop?
Why?
Oh, that's
why are we
Passers.
mixing-
Passers.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, Passers is what's over there right now, though.
Yeah,
That's what
Pastures is
you're talking
over
about.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what, and didn't we say it was a 30 by 50 field?
Passers is 90 feet by 135.
Mhm.
That's what I
So,
have.
so
Yeah,
the
you
90,
switch
so
it
the
back.
90 wide, so 30 yards, but 90 wide, and this would be how much wide?
65
Oh, okay.
by 120.
By
Okay.
120 instead of 135.
Okay, okay.
So it's actually, this is actually smaller.
So it is a little bit smaller. It could fit.
And then the basketball is even smaller.
But they can't both fit.
No, both can't fit. I don't know if it makes sense to keep them, to go out there to keep them both together for future potential lighting, just different things that could happen.
Probably. And I'm not like pushing for this at all whatsoever. I was out there, I think it was Jessica Wisman, and mentioned it. She's like, why would they just put pickleball right here? And move this one?" I was like, it's a really good thought, actually. I don't know.
No, it's not bad.
So,
Mhm.
just for consideration.
Yes. And the reality is that it's good to change change the layout on the soccer fields every, 5 to 10 years, just so you don't get those worn out areas so bad, but easier said than done when you're dealing with a bunch of parent volunteers who wants to do
We also think about how the usage of the pickleball courts, time of day, where people will be coming from, paths and that sort of thing. And I think this fits because it's at the corner there, it's visible. I think that's important too. But I'm liking the idea of flipping it over so that basketball could come later.
Yeah.
In a different configuration.
Without having to drive over top of everything.
Right.
And if for some reason it doesn't happen, it's kind of just a weird space up in the corner, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we talked about squaring it up better too. I mean, I don't know.
I was gonna ask, putting it on the diagonal was
I think it's partially because of the natural grade.
okay.
We're kind of got that drain going down the middle. Not saying that it couldn't be done. But I got a meeting scheduled with our contractors. I think it's December 11th, or third middle of December. So, I mean, if we want to make changes, I mean, now's kind of now's when we would do it. So I can talk to our engineers and see what we can do to tweak it.
So at that point, you would go back to the engineers and say, we need to redraw this.
Yeah.
And if we're not doing the basketball court, we have to do that anyway.
Right, we don't have funding for the basketball court,
So
so.
we still have to go to
So,
the
I mean, we
engineers
could-
and have them
We
change
could,
something.
I mean, right now, they're planning to build this as shown minus that basketball court.
Can you zoom out a little bit so I can look at that, where that,
Kind of what you,
yeah, I was just wanting to see where that, path is.
Are we for sure going, if we don't have the funding right now, are we for sure going to do the basketball court in the future?
I think it's something we can easily apply for more funding for.
Yeah, long range plan, yes.
Right, okay,
There's no funding dedicated to it, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's down the road for sure.
I was just gonna say, it just seems like if the pickleball court was closer to the parking lot, that it would get more use. But that's just based on how I would use it.
Well, that's valid, yeah.
Only thing that concerns me about that path too is like for that wings game, I usually have people lined up the full length of the field and we're gonna lose half a field worth of like space to watch those games. It's the only thing that worries me just a little bit there, but.
I guess they can put their lawn chairs on the path. Right? I mean, they could.
Yeah,
We can take it out too, it's real easy to take it out of the scope.
I mean,
then you really can't get to it though, I mean, that's the
Right,
only
you're
thing.
on-
we do have the walk path, right?
Yeah, I think
Isn't that
it's-
the walk
Well,
path?
that's true, the walking path on the outside,
I
yeah.
mean, it's more of a direct shot to the restaurant, I guess. that's where the drinking fountain's at.
Hmm.
But I mean, realistically, if you're on the paddleball and you didn't want to walk through the grass, you're at the walk pad. Like, that's not, it's not an absurd
Right, you
move.
can just park there and walk down the walking.
Right, yeah, you walk to the rock pad, or like, I mean, if you're on the pickleball court, and you wanted to use the bathroom, it's not the same as if it's in the middle of the field.
Mhm.
It's by the walk path.
Mhm.
People walk through that grass
Yeah.
daily. You know, like
Mhm.
it's not.
This is more just, it's more of a complete plan. I just worry about putting that path there, and then we're like really stuck with that.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Well, I thought we should talk about it.
I still like the path though.
Yeah, I do
If I
like
was
the idea, I
going
do
there
like the
during the
idea, but I
day
just wanna
with
make sure it's.
The buddy, I'd probably park by the concessions and take,
Mhm.
that's probably where I
Yeah.
would. You could park on the corner and walk too.
Well,
And I
we
see
talked
it
about
being-
eventually putting parking on that end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that road there, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
farther, who knows how far down the line too.
I think whenever we get to the point where we're repaving Hope Street, I think that's probably one we've looked at, parking, just widen the street a little bit. And we
Yeah.
might have to put a pipe in the ditch. That's not gonna be next year.
Mhm.
No,
And I don't know about passers, but they're the littler guys, right?
the lollipops are they're the first age that actually competes.
Yeah, okay.
Pastors, yeah.
We have
I
lollipops,
think
which is
parents
the really
seem to
little
kind of
ones.
like to park along in the parking area, drop the tailgates or whatever, and kind of they can watch
Sit.
from there.
Yeah,
And they got, that's kind of, those families have littler kids, so then they're gonna be tracking all their stuff
yeah,
clear over to the other corner.
that's true.
Maybe they don't care, I mean, there's a lot of
That is
stuff
also
kids-
a sight line to the playground too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're watching your one
Yeah.
kid play and, you know,
Yeah.
there's, in the,
yeah, that's true.
It doesn't
No,
really
as a
matter to me, but
passer-
I kind of like it out where we have it.
Yeah.
But to move it out to the right, yeah.
As a
We-
passer, I love the field being where it was.
Did you like it
Yeah.
there? Okay, good.
Because of all the reasons they just said,
Yep.
you're right there, kids on the playground.
It's like the parents are right on the line when we have the games, and it's backed up to that strikers field, but as long as there's no strikers games going on, because those balls will be coming.
Right, that's the one
You
thing
know,
that was like, ooh.
But there shouldn't be any
Overlap.
really overlap there.
And there
And I
wasn't.
think next year, what we could do is just have the lollipops over there too, possibly. Or just, well, I'll tell you what made it difficult this year, is that where the passers were, right in front of the shelter. And then we moved them over to the other side, and they were kind of supposed to flip-flop with lollies. But because we were hosting the tournament this year, I was hoping to host passers so that we could have 2 games going at one time. So I left that field marked as a passers field as well, instead of actually doing away with it and making it into lollipops. So I think next year I'll just do a better job of that and just truly make it lollies over there.
Yeah. Okay. So if we can only do one, we want to do the pickleball first.
Mhm.
And does everybody like where it is, or do you want it flipped where the basketball court is?
I think partly because it's out of the way, future construction could just leave it alone. We could,
Mhm.
if we put it where it is and we have that corner, we're gonna be building something in that corner someday, that just makes a little bit more, that much more trouble getting to that.
Mhm.
And the plan was for it to be a paved path.
Correct.
Mhm.
I actually think it's concrete, concrete,
Concrete.
which I don't know if asphalt would make more sense, since everything else is asphalt there.
Yeah.
My only question is, if we're not gonna do both of them, then would shifting it to 45 degrees, would that save us ground? Would that give us more usable ground? I don't know, again, we're going back to the engineers again.
Right. Like I said, I know, the only thing I can definitively say is the way that it drains, because you can see these black arrows This is kind of the water drainage that they're kind of pushing
Oh, okay.
everything this way,
Mhm.
and then everything's coming this way. So they're kind of hitting this corner and then up there. But still, I mean, even if you rotated it, I don't know that it's, I'm sure it can be done.
Mhm.
It's just gonna change the grade plan a bit.
I think I like it like that, knowing the long range plan. I think it
Yeah,
might look a
yeah.
little funny when we just have the pickleball courts,
All right.
you know, courts, but I do like it for the long range plan.
And actually, going on that,
Personally.
if you flip the basketball court over here and put it on this side of the walkway, you've got
Even more space
more
out there in the
space to
middle.
shift it this way or the other way. If you shift it more toward Arlington Road, Front Street, whatever it is at that point, you've got more room up above there on at Oak Street that you could do for something else. Yeah, yeah, I
Splash
get that.
pads in both parks. And
Yeah, I'm fine with the angle. I was thinking back to the path, and I was thinking back to if we were back by the shelter again. So you're leaving the shelter, we're trying to get a little bit further away from the Wings field and where the Pastors field used to be,
So,
you know, and it becomes lolly. So we got little lolly fields there, you know, and on that drawing essentially. But even if Aaron, I don't remember that pastor's goal, it's not like right up against the kicker's field, right? I mean, it all could be moved that way at that, couldn't it? If you wanted to, if
Yeah.
you brought, you know, I mean, if we brought the
Yeah.
path away from the Wings a little bit, we could move
Yeah,
what was a pastor's field to the right just a little bit toward
yeah, you can.
the playground, right?
There's another,
Is there another hydrant?
you're planning to move that one hydrant, right?
That's not part of this plan.
It's not
but
part of this
it's-
plan anymore?
It wouldn't be that difficult to do. We still have it noted as kind of like on our plans, but it's not part of this project.
I know we talked about that they are relatively easy to move, not,
It wouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, though. We don't have much room this way, you
yeah,
know,
right,
but we can go that
we
way.
kind of go that way.
So if we could move, you know, where that kind of snakes out like this, if we could just take that
Yeah.
portion by the wings and just move it this way just a little bit, I think that would be a little bit better.
Cause it won't be in the way of what we do lolly wise anyways, and then down the road, if we ever wanted to potential.
I'm not sure why they hit this kind of right corner of the shelter view. I don't know if it'd make more sense to hit the left corner, so I'm going across all that.
Yes,
Oh, that's the whole, I just
Yeah,
assumed
that's
it
the
was coming
whole
out of the
shelter.
middle. Is that's not coming out
That
of the
little
middle?
crosshatch area is the shelter?
Let me go see if I can see it. Yeah, I think they're hitting that top corner there.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
fair.
That's not
Yeah.
a choice.
Yeah, that is
yeah, I was
a
thinking if they go
choice.
to the other,
I don't know that I caught that until recently.
I do think it would make sense to not do it concrete and to do it asphalt though.
Alright.
Match the, that's match
Yes.
the
Match
rest.
the rest of it,
That's
yeah.
the rest.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, for the town upkeep, or, you know, like, I would assume
be
that's
cheaper, I
easier
assume,
and
right?
cheaper.
Concrete lot slow.
Less
If it
maintenance,
does.
less maintenance, yeah.
Although, what did you guys just do out of the bathrooms and stuff?
That was concrete.
That's concrete. We had concrete.
And you're gonna be
around
coming from the
shelter.
concrete
Yeah.
pavilion
Like the
out,
shelter.
so, never mind, I take it back, I can see it.
yeah, if they went from the left side. If they went from the left side of the pavilion, you know, from that. Then.
You wouldn't be taking
you would
up-
snake a lot less.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
you come away from Wings field a little bit,
Yeah.
and then you kind of keep options open, I guess.
Mhm.
And it would come from, there's a sidewalk that goes along the shelter there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That the walkway is actually, would be the end of that sidewalk, so it's not
Yes.
under the shelter, it's
Yes.
just,
Yep, if that
it would
is,
be just an extension of that sidewalk,
Yeah, that makes sense.
right?
Something like this.
yes,
And that's where you're talking about moving over to the left a little bit.
I think I would solve a couple concerns,
Yeah, I like that.
and it leaves potential for that open area still.
Mhm.
Cause again, the reality is, I'm not saying that anyone wants to tackle it but we do need to shift fields every so often,
Mhm.
and that leaves it open, even if you brought strikers back this way, or, just different things you could do.
So what about, or I guess are we all in agreement with that, those changes?
Mhm.
So we're gonna swap the pickleball,
Yeah.
basketball location. Then we're gonna alter this path a little bit.
Yeah.
What about timeline? Is there much going on in kind of the spring, early summer for us to worry about?
No, Tempest is really the only ones that use those fields at that time.
Mhm. There has been, sometimes you get a group in that wants to do spring soccer, but it's not often. And I think Tempest is kind of taking that
Jessica,
crowd out.
Wisman would be your contact there, just to know. I don't know what age groups they really use, but,
Are they mostly older kids though, right?
well, no, because they have like,
Got little ones.
Yeah, not past her age, not AU, but they.
they might
touch
have
10U.
lanes and they might, which is that
Yeah.
field there, and they might have
Yeah.
that field to the right. as well.
Okay. Other than the pouring of the concrete there.
That's true.
I can't imagine that it would
Once
be
that's
anything that you
done,
couldn't work around
or
though.
if that's the last thing, however they do it, they're
That's true.
still doing the pickleball courts and they're not. Probably not part of the construction area.
That's otherwise, as long as we're out late in July and there's.
Right.
July.
So, just because I'm not up to date on everything, has there been any talk of inviting a pickleball league or establishing that
I
sort
was
of
just
thing?
thinking,
To use the
who's gonna
courts?
start the league?
Right, like, I mean, if you're gonna build the court, I feel like the fastest way to get people using it is to start something
Mhm.
or encourage it to be started. But I don't know anything about pickleball.
I believe. Very popular.
It was in our 5-year master plan of the hot ticket item that people wanted to see.
When we
It
did,
is,
when we did
yeah.
the master plan, that was toward the top of the list of what the public
Public
wanted.
wanted, okay, well, I mean,
Swimming pool was at the top of the list.
it's at the top of my list, but, I get it,
Right.
right?
It's making sense there. I like that.
Alright, so,
Work on that. I'll get some paddles and we can practice. a
There
little.
you go. You're gonna be the experts then.
I got my kids some paddles for Christmas, because we played when we fell on vacations and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh.
oh, yeah,
Yeah, I
Grady,
love it.
Grady has some and it's like his grandma's.
we haven't done, my kids used to play tennis at Greendale when we lived in, but now they've changed them to pickleball.
They have.
They got both, I think.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys think on this? I guess I'll keep you updated,
Yeah.
talk to them. I'm hoping, like I said, I can kind of know what's gonna happen before we meet with the contractor on the 12th of December, so almost a month from now. And they've already told me they won't start till the spring.
Right.
Sure.
So as soon as they can, and that's weather.
Yeah. And then I think there's also some, like, the coating for the pickleball, like the surface coating, I think it's like temperature sensitive and stuff like that too, so. Makes sense. Okay, so I will keep you all updated on that. There's no other old business that y'all want to talk about. I just had, some stuff, I've had the 2026 budget, you have a copy of that. Really, I mean, this is our big flashy project. Everything else, I mean, we got our utility expenses. We got some money for repair and maintenance items, and some supplies like at the restrooms and such. And then the park board pays 10% of the labor salaries, just to kind of offset some of the work they do with mowing and that sort of stuff. And their daily cleaning. I don't know, I mean, we could potentially still switch some of that stuff around, but like I said, with kind of, I think we got a pretty full plate with this project for 26.
Let's do one thing.
Yes. We've got to live within our means. That's all I got there, unless you guys have questions or comments.
We are going to do another stab at the DNR grant for the green space in town.
They've pulled that. So
So the DNR doesn't have. that.
DNR said they are only using that for state properties.
Okay.
You have to look for some other funding sources or see if they ever,
What was
Change
it,
that.
T-Mobile or somebody? has it?
T-Mobile has one that was a $50,000 grant.
Yeah,
So,
well, there was another one that I got that, I'm gonna have to go find that, that
Yeah.
was specifically
the
for,
community foundation's a good
concert.
one. I mean, that's 100,000. It's just hard. The only thing I don't like about them is you gotta apply in August and they don't announce until October. And you have to have like 3
they're
bids.
pretty sticky
So
on
it's,
the
it's hard enough to ask people to hold their price for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then they want you to be complete within a pretty quick time, so so unless you, it's hard to do any, like, it's hard to stack it, I think. But I don't know, I mean, you maybe try to piece something in there.
Well, let's keep looking for,
Yeah.
and it may be, not a piecemeal thing where we're gonna do a little bit now, a little bit later. I think maybe, but if there's a way to maybe say, okay, we can do something like pickleball, we can do something at that green
Right.
space that would be usable by the public.
It would be nice to have something there. Or there's a green lawn.
The project, the green space is corner of Main, Front and North Street,
Oh,
where the Civic Club does the concerts.
okay.
And we applied for a grant from the DNR to put a stage and restrooms there. One of the things that we feel we need for tourism is to have public restrooms. And the other was the Civic Club likes to sponsor those concerts, and so there would be a concert stage. So we did engineering on that too. That's already been done.
Right.
Yeah. And,
At the time, I mean, the Civic Club made $100,000 for it.
Oh,
It
is still happening.
I assume so. Assume so.
Okay, so, and that would be, so you're looking for grants to build a permanent stage for the green space?
and it came out at over $1 million.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
big project we had there, and it was a big grant we applied.
So I'm kind of wondering if there's something that
That-
we could do on a smaller scale.
That was federal fund, I think. That kind of got squashed with all the federal changeover we had this past year.
okay.
There were some big plans there. I mean,
There were some
There
good
were.
plans.
Yeah,
different buildings, concessions and
yeah,
separate and
Yeah.
green room and
yeah. We got a lot going on. So I mean, that was a splash pad too.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So, I mean, that
Oh.
That was
That was
also
a
at the
big
top of the
project.
list. The public list was swimming pool, splash pad,
Yeah,
and then pickleball, dog park. and-
we'll keep looking for funding.
We won't let that die.
Yeah, I mean, we might look at maybe, like I said, maybe there's some, pick a piece of it or something.
Yeah.
You know, maybe just focus on the stage and that kind of thing. Sherry?
Do you wanna vote on the budget?
Yeah, we can, I mean, yeah, we probably should.
We probably should.
Yeah, we should.
Everybody's taking a look at that. Our revenue comes from.
Portion from property taxes, and then we've been fortunate and Clay Township trustee.
Clay Township.
Jerry Caldwell, he's given us $20,000 each of the last 2 years that I know of, maybe longer. Which we've pretty much been throwing all that money at projects.
Yeah.
I saw they're replacing the lights, baseball fields and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
At
will
least
that
one field, right?
save on some electric? I
Yeah,
think
just
this
that one
push
field
me.
for now.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yep.
Is that baseball's cost?
Yeah, with help, yes. Yeah, a big portion of it, that's what they kind of put the bingo
Okay.
fundraising toward, which has been the big help with the big push on that.
Cool. And that will save some money.
Yep.
I had the exits from the parking area, but I'm sure he asked me to put that on the agenda.
Yeah,
Do you want a motion on the?
Oh, yeah.
So we need
Let's
a
do this.
motion on
Yes.
the 2026 budget. Entertain that, if anybody wants to make that motion.
I'm fine to make the motion to accept this
Greg
as,
moves that
laid out.
we approve the proposed 2026 budget. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
There's a second. Any questions about that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody opposed? Motion passes.
now. Okay, for the exits from the parking areas, on the baseball side, when you're leaving, especially after dark, somebody approached me and said it would be nice to have some orange reflectors on either side as you're pulling out. And I agree, I've went to pull out of there before and kind of, because the asphalt's there from the sidewalk and it's kind of deceiving, it's
If you
kind of
got over into that
Culvert.
culvert there, yeah.
Yeah.
it'd be an issue.
So that's kind of an easy fix and, you know, not very expensive or anything. So that was brought up to my attention and I agree. I'd already thought about that in the past, you know, I'm like, am I the only one that's done this? And one of the products, and I'm like, I guess I'm not. So, even after I picked the kids up from school today, we drove around there. What are you doing, Grandma? We're just pulling out here and in daylight, you see the crosswalk thing there. You see it more, but at night it's not, it's kind of tricky. So that's a suggestion. And the soccer side, same, but it's not as confusing. It's a little more designated, I
It's-
guess. so.
The trees
Flatter,
over there
more
make
square.
it darker, even at night, like,
Uh-huh.
and it makes it a little more, I understand, no.
Yeah,
So would it be some kind of reflector? It'd have to be somewhat permanent or substantial, so.
Be, if you want it to last, yeah. Otherwise, I mean, if we want to do something simple, just replace it if it breaks and see how it goes.
Somebody's gonna run over it.
Yeah.
I mean, the economical solution, I think, would be to put something cheap there and see if it works
yeah,
before you
Or even
go,
just put a stake with like, you
Yeah.
know, some-
like, just one of the, just some of those,
just
Give it for your
reflective
driveway.
tape.
I mean, we might even look at, some just like, road paint too, I mean, that might help,
I was gonna paint the crosswalk.
or even paint the edge of the
yeah.
asphalt.
Yeah, I think you need something on either side because, like I said, right now it's white there, you know, like it's a crosswalk, but it's still, you still kind of, I don't know. And again, maybe it's just me, but you just kind of second guess yourself, like, oh, okay, there it is, you know, that's what I'm pulling out at, so.
And it's-
You're talking more
How do you know what
about
you're talking about?
the edge of the drive along Arlington, right?
Right,
yeah.
I think you just sit on the other side of the
It's-
sidewalk on one
The
side.
walking track curves a little bit, there's a little bit of a hump, there's the culvert ends, it's just, there's a lot
Yeah,
going on.
yeah, lots going on there and it's just kind of, just have to stop and pause a second and say, okay, yeah, this is where I'm going, so.
Actually, maybe just those things you shove in the
Yeah.
ground,
Yeah.
get a bunch of them and then replace them as they get run over.
I mean, I would start with that before
Yeah.
you don't, but then
Right.
if it works and it like, this helps, but we don't wanna replace them all the time, then you do something.
Those,
I would maybe do that and paint the edges. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that you
Look
can
into
clearly see where.
figuring out.
Yeah, that was yellow and yellow,
Mhm.
you see the
Yeah.
path. Right now it's not, it's all black.
Those things down there at Trester Hill, they're all over the highways. They don't last more and more. Yeah, I think that just the ones just the wire stakes that you just shove into the ground and then
I'm sure we can do that.
during peak days of summer, you know, the mowing crew can say, hell, there's one of them gone, find another one and we'll stick it in there.
It'd be
And I
easier
think that's the only one that needs it, I don't, like pulling in, didn't seem like, and you see it from Arlington,
Yeah, it seems like it's
See where to
easier to
pull
pull in, yeah.
and even coming out of the soccer parking lot, I think it's okay too.
Yeah.
You can look at it and see, I guess.
Something that'd be easy for them to mow around or
That's,
deal with.
that's why I was kind of looking at some of these ones that are
Yeah.
like ground mounted.
Could you take something like that and just do like a 4x4 post and put something on that, so it's like substantial, but not,
That would, yeah,
But cheap,
at some point,
you
it
know
would
what I
be, have to be, yeah. Yeah.
Let me try it. But just so I'm clear, so the entrance and exit by the baseball side, right? Or
just the exit.
just the
I
exit?
think
the
just the
exit.
exit.
Okay.
You can look at it, you know, somebody wants to look at the entrance too, but it's clear off of
I think
Arlington,
it's
you
the
can
exit
see, it's
that's
just
really
the exit when you're pulling out, there's a big parking lot, and then there's a
Mhm.
drive and.
And if you could get the road mounts, the ones that would go down on the edge of the road,
Yeah.
that would be a little extra help there too.
Let's see what we come up with.
Very good.
So they don't too expensive.
Right.
$80.
Yeah, that's
We got that. Little
Two very small items I'll throw under the new business part. Well, one really isn't even for us, but just, I will let the town manager know. The soccer restrooms, boys side, the light does not trigger on. You manually have to kind of feel that. So again, as the concession
Someone's
guy.
mentioned that to us before, and I went
Yes.
in there and I couldn't, it came on, so it
It did
just-
come on?
Yeah, it just
Okay.
won't come on.
Yeah, no, yeah, sometimes, like, there was a gentleman from Milan that, you know, the lights are out in here. The lights are out in here, the boys are peeing all over the place. What the world? So, and I reached in, I said, here, and I tapped it and it kicked on. Oh, I said, yeah, I said, it's supposed to trigger on your motion. It's
Yeah.
not. But it seemed like it was an issue more often than not through the entire season. So hopefully that's just a small replacement, but,
Okay.
And then another thing that I'll throw out, we discussed this years ago. We still have the big steel trash cans for recycling, like they were put out there for recycling, and there's like 4 of them in the corners. And I continue to just watch people just throw trash. They're not marked real well, I mean, in people's defense, but people just throw trash in there. And I don't even know how often our town crew is clearing those out. I mean, they could be full of trash right now because they're, you know, they roll the trash bins with wheels, you know, weekly
Right.
or whatever,
Yeah.
regularly. But those metal cans, I don't know when they ever get cleaned out, and they're definitely not just being used for
No,
recycling.
there's always garbage in.
Yes,
I've thought about that too.
so I don't know if there's a way to just mark them better or just start over with a new type of, you know, I don't know. They've been there for years.
Were they originally painted, like?
Yes, and they were kind of painted like an art class, kind of put please recycle or stuff on them.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's not very visible anymore.
Right.
So, and again, I just see people use them. So, you know, I just for general waste, I don't see anybody saying, hey, put your cans in here, you know, so.
Right.
Again, so I don't know if signage or getting rid of them or repainting or whatever, but just throwing it out there that, before.
On the soccer
at the
side
soccer
of the
pavilion.
There's a whole
So-
bunch of trash cans up there.
Yes.
Oh.
And there's certain ones that are supposed to be
Pull them out
recycled.
for now.
Oh.
You could almost just pull them
I
out.
think so.
Now, again, every so often I get at, someone will ask about, do you recycle? As they hold their can, because we sell cans.
Yeah.
Right.
And I tell them that, well, those cans are, those
Yeah.
steel cans are for that, metal cans are for that, but I said, I don't know.
We need to maybe look at something that isn't obviously a garbage can.
Yes, yes,
Something that,
Yeah.
and maybe it could be against the wall between the restrooms or
Yep.
something like that, where it would say, it'd be very obviously marked, there's a hole to drop a can in and
yeah, for cans, for bottles.
it's
you know,
definitely not a trash.
More than those,
Yeah.
because I don't think they're doing their job, so.
And that's all it does, cans and bottles,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Is the town
Aluminum
actually
cans,
recycling
plastic
those?
bottles, so.
Yeah, I think they should be put in recycling containers, yeah. For roughly the
Is it-
days.
Maybe they'll know then if they're actually
Yeah,
finding tons of non-recycled
yeah, they've
stuff.
they've tagged some of ours before, and I'm like, I don't know, like if they were just doing that with everyone, if there was an issue, because they didn't. They put like a tag that says for recycling only. I don't know what happened. Because I don't know, if someone like drove around, and dumped them on us before.
Gotcha, so,
Yeah, if they're not paying attention to what's in those cans at the park, they're definitely, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's mixed.
so yes, I don't know if the crew knows to even look in those cans. I mean, I
Yeah.
would venture to say there's a 50-50 shot that they're still full of trash right now,
Right,
because they don't get pulled out, you know,
right.
but,
I know they don't look to them as often,
yeah.
especially this time, once we're not mowing as much too.
Mhm.
You take a look at it. Looks like this yank them for now. We'll almost on the
Probably not a
solution.
bad idea. There's nothing going on there until spring, right? Baseball, oh, you got what are they called, the spring soccer people.
Yeah, potential of,
Yeah, maybe some tempest activity.
yeah, not a whole lot, but a little bit. And baseball obviously is done until spring as well. I have the big cooler unplugged in the soccer concession stand. I missed the baseball meeting, but I reminded them we need to get all the freezers unplugged on that side, so. Or all but one, if they were storing some stuff, so we have another meeting Sunday, so I'll check in on that and make sure.
Is there one of the freezers still used? I do remember one of our guys asking about that. There was like one thing in there.
Okay, so they
I
did
didn't know
look
who's
in,
it. I
yeah.
can't remember. I think it was on the soccer side.
But the soccer side, I still got, the refrigerator's got stuff in it, we'll keep the refrigerator on.
Okay.
There's a little bit of lunch stuff in a corner. And there's stuff I still gotta get cleaned out, so.
Okay. Right.
We usually just leave that one in, just because they unplugged it the one year and the mold, I said, I resign if I have to clean the mold out of the refrigerator again. If it stays plugged in, I'll go another year, but if you unplug it, I'm done.
The key that's in the lockbox too is you have to like jiggle it 100 times and it's pretty,
Mm,
I don't know, if we can get a replacement key in there or.
For
But it's,
the like storage area.
yeah, we have that lockbox there and the
Yeah.
key that's in it is just, like, it's a nightmare. People always call me, this is the wrong key. I'm like, it's not, you just keep jiggling it.
Get another sheet. Keep going.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna have to wrap it up. Is there any-
That's all I had.
And there is no public here for public comment, so
Motion to adjourn.
we have a motion to adjourn. Somebody different, right, been working too hard here.
Sherry's got it.
Sherry's got a second.
I'll say.
There we go, just.
There we go.
All right,
Good job.
nobody's gonna say